In 2018, the Boston Red Sox pulled off arguably the greatest season in their history, racking up a franchise record 108 wins en route to a dominant playoff performance and a World Series victory. The future looked bright for a Boston fanbase who thought they had the makings of a dynasty. 5 years later, stars and fan favorites like Mookie Betts, Jackie Bradley Jr., Andrew Benintendi, Dustin Pedroia, and Xander Bogaerts have moved on, but the Red Sox are struggling to do the same. Now, follow us as we take a roster of disorganized young talent, wayward veterans, and a big-time international signing and mold them into a championship team. Welcome to our Boston Red Sox franchise. Welcome to Dirty Water Dreams. All right, taking a look at the roster, here's what it looks like. The starting pitchers right now look pretty good. Chris Sale is going to start regressing soon, though. He's got 2 years left on his monster contract, so we're going to want to trade him if we can this year or next, if we're not looking like World Series contenders. Tanner Houck and Garrett Whitlock, both solid starters. We'll have to see how their seasons go, but they can definitely be 2 and 3 starters for the next couple of years for us. Whitlock, we've got locked down through 2026. Houck still has a few years of arbitration left. So we've got him cheap for one more year. So that's good. Kluber and Paxton are probably going to be garbage by the end of the season. But hopefully Brian Bello has some good spot starts and some good relief appearances, and he can start developing. As far as the farm system goes, we don't really have any standout prospects, though. As far as closing pitchers go, we've got Kenley Jansen, 400 saves in real life. He is going to hit that milestone with us here. Once again, we've got him, I think, on a 2-year deal. Yeah. If we're in the playoff hunt, think we have a chance at the World Series, then we're probably going to keep him. If we're trash, then we're just going to trade him. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Looking at the positions. In real life, the Sox have Connor Wong and Reese McGuire up. But, you know, for mechanical purposes, it makes no sense for me to not have Reese McGuire and Jorge Alfaro platooned. First base, obviously, we've got Bobby Dahlbeck. And then Tristan Casas, obviously, is in the big leagues for us in real life. I've got him down in AAA. We're going to see how it goes. We might call him up midseason. We might leave him down all year. Second base, we've got Trevor Story healthy. We'll see how long that lasts. We've also got Christian Arroyo, who can play first base, shortstop, third base, and right field for us. Rob Refsnyder down in AAA. He's up on the big league squad for us in real life because of injuries. Third base, obviously, the cornerstone of the franchise right now, Rafael Devers. We've got him locked down big time, 2023 through 2032. I mean, he's going to be with us throughout the franchise. Justin Turner was a pickup in the offseason who's mainly going to DH. He can play some third base and first base, but we mainly just want to DH. But he's a solid hitter from both sides, so he'll be good for us this year. Another trade candidate at the deadline if we're not contending. Besides that, Emmanuel Valdez, obviously in real life, has done pretty well this year, all things considered. But we'll see how that works out. Blaze Jordan, his potential is a little low here, but the hitting stats are high. So I'm curious to see if his hitting stats translate into success in AA, and maybe we can get that potential up to a C. Maybe he can turn into a productive hitter for us in the future. At shortstop, we've got Kike Hernandez, who is playing shortstop for the first time for us in a long time. Sadly, one of my favorite players, but he is definitely a trade candidate in this year because he does have an expiring contract. Adalberto Mondesi hasn't seen a ton of play on the big league squad for us, but he's going to start there for us on this franchise. Yu Chang did really well in real life for us, looked pretty good on defense, but then he got injured. So we're going to start him in AAA here and see how he progresses. Cutter Coffee, pretty decent prospect here. See potential. And then we've got David Hamilton, who is always potentially going to be called up just for fielding and pinch running replacements. Good candidate for a postseason roster should we make it. And then here is the future of the franchise, Marcelo Mayer. He is, I believe, a top 10 prospect. We'll look at the top prospects in a second, but he's got a potential. He's a 67. Very well-rounded, good contact, decent power. His vision and discipline look like they're going to turn out well. His fielding is going to be really good. He's going to have pretty decent speed. Good size shortstop. He's the future for us. He's probably a couple seasons away. We'll probably move him up to Double-A sometime this year. Definitely by next year he'll be in Double-A. We'll see how it goes. Left field, here's the man, Masataka Yoshida. First year in the majors. He's crushing it in real life. He's already up to an 85 on the live roster, which is great. We definitely are going to need him. Another lefty in Fenway never hurts. He's got beat potential. He's 29. We should get a few good years of prime out of him before he starts to regress, as long as he performs well. Raimel Tapia, really good backup. He's going to get some spot starts. Not a great fielder, but he's going to be a role player for us. Can definitely fill in for injuries. Center field, Adam Duvall, who once again started hot for us and then got injured. He's going to get the start in center field. Jaron Duran is going to come off the bench for spot starts, defensive replacements, pinch running, etc. Ceddanne Rafaela is kind of a utility prospect. He can play pretty much everywhere. So we're looking pretty good in center field for the near future. In right field, we did move Alex Verdugo. We moved Doogie over here. He's going to be starting in right field for us. Looking at his contract, he's got one more year of arbitration. Probably will make around what he makes now or a little more. We will probably hold on to him through this year and then see about re-signing or trading him. That's what the roster is looking like. Let's go ahead and get to the draft and see what kind of prospects we can pick up. All right, so we got our draft board set up. Chris Cutliff, we got sitting number 1. I don't think he's going to be there, but I think he would be my ideal pick if he was. He's number 4 overall by MLB.com and number 5 overall on my team board, so he'll probably be gone. But hopefully we'll be choosing between Danny Stacy, who is number 34 on Baseball.com, but number 6 on my board. He did opt out of his doctor exam, which gives me a little bit of pause. But if he's healthy, he's going to be great. Or Paul Moss, who is healthy, doesn't look like as much of a contact hitter, but could turn into a home run hitting beast. He's a lefty. He's younger. Lefties play really well in Fenway, so let's see how it goes. All right, first pick is off the board. Starting pitcher Phil Park. We have him ranked 27th. There goes Cutliff. That was my number 1 guy. Didn't think he would be there, and he is gone. The Detroit Tigers select Daniel Tejada. This is another guy who I didn't even scout at all. I probably would have taken him if he was there for me, but I didn't think he would be there. Ooh, okay, so number 5, there goes Danny Stacy to the Minnesota Twins. So we're really hoping for Paul Moss here. All right, it's our pick, and the guy that we want is there. I was really considering taking him even if everybody else was there. He's 18 years old. He's 6'4", 207. He's a pull hitter. He's a lefty. He can play first base and every outfield position. He's basically Joey Gallo, but sexier because he's going to be wearing a Red Sox uniform. He's going to hit so many dingers over the right field fence in Fenway Park. Let's take Paul Moss. Yes, sir. He looks good. He looks good. All right. It's time for the first second-round pick that we have. Number 49 overall. We've got picks 62 and 63 coming up in the comp round. But right here, we are going to take Josh Flood. He is unranked by MLB.com. We have him ranked 11th. So this is a steal in our eyes. The second lefty power-hitting outfielder that we're going to take in this draft. Hopefully at least one of them hits. He is injured with an average injury risk. So that's going to be tough. So we'll just see how it plays out. Yes, sir. All right. Our third pick is up. Our second pick in the second round. Number 62 overall. We're going to take this catcher. I want to take a catcher somewhere in this draft, and I scouted him once. He could be a bust, or he could be another power hitting lefty in my lineup with decent arm strength at catcher. So let's just give it a shot. I have him at 79. We're going to take him 62. He's looking good. He's looking good. All right, we're back with the 63rd pick. So I think I'm going to take another risk with a guy who I didn't have scouted as much, but could potentially have a high ceiling. So we're going to go with Bryant Wheat. So let's go ahead and pick him and get him in his jersey. Let's go. All right, it is round number 3. We are at the 89th pick. It'll be 30 more picks before we get any more picks. We're going to double up on starting pitcher here. Cool. All right, guys, it's our round 4 pick. I think we've settled on Ruben Glover. We've got him 104th on our board. He's only 23% scouted, but he's 19. Hopefully we can get a high potential guy. Maybe even like a future reliever, somebody we can move to the bullpen. So let's go ahead and take him. All right, y'all, it's round 5, pick 149. The only guy left on our board is relief pitcher Lionel Bell. He looks pretty good. Not scouted very well, but we'll see how it turns out. We'll go ahead and add him to the squad. All right, it's time for our last pick, and as you can see, there's only 40 seconds left because we debated heavily about what we're going to do with this pick. I don't need a first baseman with Tristan Casas, Bobby Dahlbeck, and potentially Rafael Devers moving over there at some point in his career. But I feel like Juan Villegas is the best pick here, just based on potential upside. So we're going to go ahead and take him. All right, y'all, today is the trade deadline. We have not had a good season. We're 48-57, last place in the AL East. We've got an aging pitching rotation. We need to make some moves. We're only 5 games out of the wild card, but let's be honest, we're not looking too good. We're ranked 19th overall. We started the season ranked 15th. Our pitching started as, I think, 15th overall and is down to 23rd. We found our first trade. We are unloading Chris Sale finally. John Schreiber's out of here too. Kike Hernandez, holler at ya. We are sending them to the Texas Rangers for 2 prospects. The Rangers are second in the West right now, so they're really pushing for a playoff spot. We are going to take Cole Winn and Justin Foscue off their hands. The Rangers have a plethora of starting pitcher prospects, including Dane Dunning, Jack Leiter, and Kumar Rocker. Cole Winn is the bottom of those. He's already 23. Leiter and Kumar are 22 and 23. Dane Dunning's 28, but he could still break out. Anyway, Cole Winn right here. B potential in AAA this year. He's got a 3.34 ERA. He's 9-2, so a good pickup there. Really needed that starting pitcher depth. And then Justin Foscue is a 24-year-old AAA prospect. They've got Simeon, Ezekiel Duran, and Luis Angel Acuna in the minor leagues. So we're going to help them clear up that logjam, get us a nice bat in the minor league system that can hopefully develop into a productive player for us. And it's done. All right, we found our second trade partner. It is the Chicago White Sox. We are going to be sending them Chris Martin. We're going to be sending Christian Arroyo and Justin Turner. Now, Justin Turner is regressing a lot, but he was an all-star this year. He's batting .249 with 7 home runs. Definitely somebody who can come in and get a hit for him if needed. But we definitely wanted to package somebody valuable with them. Christian Arroyo is not an expiring deal. He's got 1 year left of arbitration. But he's batting .215, so a little bit of a down year. But he is improving still. He's 27. And the White Sox are desperate at second base. Elvis Andrus is just regressing like crazy. He's hitting 175 and 246 at-bats this year. It's not good. So Arroyo will give him an everyday second baseman. And then Chris Martin is immediately going to slot in as their best relief pitcher outside of Liam Hendricks. In return, we are going to be taking Christian Mania, I believe is correct. We are also going to get Yoelqui Cespedes to just build up our depth in center field because we are planning on trading Adam Duvall. All right, y'all, we found another little trade to make. Just picking up pieces potentially for a bigger trade. James Paxton has been really solid this year. He is starting to regress, but even still, you can see his walks per nine has gone up. 3.21 ERA. He 1.22 WHIP. We're sending him to the Padres. Padres have a solid rotation, but Michael Wacha is out for the season. We're going to get Eggy Rosario, the prospect, 23-year-old shortstop prospect. We don't need a shortstop prospect, but I'm thinking about maybe flipping him. All right, y'all. Barring unforeseen circumstances, this will be our final trade of the deadline. We are unloading Adam Duvall onto the Guardians. We will explain why in a second. Caleb Ort, just to kind of balance out numbers, and Raimel Tapia. We're getting back relief pitcher Xavier Curry and center fielder George Valera. Now, George Valera is a very good prospect, so I definitely felt like we needed to include some players that are good. So, Raimel Tapia, 71 overall, C potential 29. I mean, I get it, but he's batting .327 this year. And Adam Duvall, obviously, is just a good hitter. He's batting .240 with 12 home runs, which isn't outstanding, but he's just a good hitter overall. Now, why do they need these outfielders? The Guardians gutted their outfield for some reason. They traded Stephen Kwan and Tanner Bibby for Kyle Harrison. Guardians are a half game out of the Central. They want to compete. We're going to give them Adam Duvall to throw in right field. We're going to give them Raimel Tapia to throw in left field. Caleb Ort, they might as well cut him. We're going to take back George Valera. All right, I said barring unforeseen circumstances, that was going to be our last trade. We do have one more trade we're going to make, but it's actually going to be two trades. So why do I have one of my top prospects in for Dylan Paulson, a 25-year-old, 59 overall, D potential first baseman? Because we're going to trade 4 players to the Tigers for 2 players. This is something that I wanted to do. We're going to right a wrong, and we're going to get Eduardo Rodriguez back on the Red Sox. But I wanted to give them more value than a single trade in MLB the show would allow. So we're giving them Sedan Rafaela and getting Dylan Paulson back. Done. But then we are also going to do Cutter Coffee, 18-year-old, 70 overall, C potential, minor league all-star this year. We are going to flip Jake Faria, a 29-year-old, 74 overall starting pitcher who can pitch for them right now if they want. And then we're also going to trade Christian Mania, who we picked up in the White Sox trade, where we traded Christian Arroyo and Justin Turner. So we're going to trade those 3. We are going to get back Eduardo Rodriguez, and we're going to make it happen. Boom, it's done. All right, y'all, real quick, I just want to pop in here and give you a couple of trades that happen throughout the league that I think are going to have a really big effect on the dynasty long term. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about what you think about these 2 huge trades. This was, in my opinion, the biggest trade. Well, no, the second biggest trade so far. Casey Mize goes to the Orioles for Jackson Holiday, last year's number 1 overall pick. Obviously, never would happen in real life, but it's a video game. The Dodgers traded Walker Buehler and James Outman to the Orioles for Cedric Mullins. Let me know down below if you think that was a good trade, bad trade. Obviously, once again, never happening in real life, but pretty wild. All right, y'all, we have signed all of our draft picks. We were able to sign all of them. I'm pretty excited to see if we got anybody good, see how we did. Hopefully we get at least 190 plus overall potential. Okay, so we didn't get a big generational talent kind of guy, right? But we got some really good potentials here, like good mid-tier potentials. We're looking pretty good here. Paul Moss, 62 overall. He's 18 years old. He's got 86 potential. He's already got 71 and 66 power, so we love to see that. Speed is there too. Josh Flood, 70 overall, 82 potential. He's 20 years old. 72 and 65 power with good speed as well. So some good, powerful, speedy outfielders here. At catcher, Thomas Huff. He's got some good power too. He's 18, 52 overall, 85 potential. Bryant Wheat, a little bit of a miss. He's a 69 overall with 66 potential, so he can actually probably get some play. Maybe he'll do good down at the minor level and bump up his potential some. Then we got Benjamin Bassett, 55 overall, 86 potential. Ruben Glover, 53 overall, 81 potential. Lionel Bell, 47 overall, but 87 potential. And then Juan Villegas, 37 overall, 86 potential. I mean, if we can get a couple of these guys to break out, that would be really great. All right, y'all, I wanted to get one game in before we go to the first off season. We'll get a lot more games in the next season. This is really more about setting the tone for the franchise. I thought this was an interesting one. The Blue Jays are third in the AL East. They are tied for first with the Yankees and the Rangers in the AL wild card. We're going up against Jose Barrios, who is their number 3 starter, and this is going to be Cole Wynn's, hopefully, only start of the season in the majors. Brian Bayo is coming back from injury in just a couple of days. We'll send Cole Wynn back down to AAA until sometime next year, probably. But I just figured it would be good to test him out, kind of get a sense for where the team is at, what we feel like, who we like playing with. So let's take a look at our lineup real quick, make sure we don't need to mess with anything. Looks like the energy levels are good. A lot of lefties in here going up against a righty, Jose Barrios, but we do have some righties and switch hitters on the bench just in case. But we will be running Alex Verdugo, Masataka Yoshida, Jarren Duran, Rafael Devers, Tristan Casas, Reese McGuire, Emmanuel Valdez, Bobby Dahlbeck, and Yu Chang. So let's hop into it. And welcome to today's game between the Toronto Blue Jays, who are 57 and 54, third in the AL East, tied for first in the wild card, and the Boston Red Sox, who are in last in their division. We will see Cole Wynn making his major league debut today for the Red Sox after being acquired in the Chris Sale trade at the deadline. He does start off with his first major league strikeout to Whit Merrifield, follows that up with another strikeout, this time to Santiago Espinal, and then comes Bo Bichette. A big home run threat at the plate, and Wynn is able to deliver the curveball here, and he gets the out as Bo Bichette pops up to the catcher, and he retires the side. 1, 2, 3. On the bump for the Blue Jays is Jose Barrios. Alex Verdugo got the action started early for the Red Sox here. He's going to hit the ball deep to right field. It finds the grass. He's running. He's going to get too easy. But then Verdugo decides to try and stretch this one to 3, and it does not end up well for him, and it crushes the momentum for the Sox here. Second inning, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at the plate. Cole Wynn looking to continue his momentum. He's got a 3-2 count here against Vladimir Guerrero. He's going to go for a fastball down and away. Vlad with a good take here, but was it really a good take? Taking a look at our strike zone here, Cole Wynn really got screwed out of that. It's got to be frustrating for a young pitcher, but he responds well. Matt Chapman, see ya. Taylor Ward, see ya. What a changeup down low, making him look silly, and then you guessed it, we had some help from Apollo, our dog, jumped up in the lap, and Dalton Varsho, see ya. Soared from Cole Wynn, who strikes out the side after a questionable walk on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Not much happens at the bottom of the second for the Red Sox, except that Reese McGuire is able to extend his hit streak with a beautiful double to right center field, before Barrios is able to get Emmanuel Valdez looking with a sinker on the inside, and that ends the inning for the Sox. Headed to the third inning, tied up at 0, Cole Wynn is going to look to continue his momentum against Jordan Luplow, who comes up to the plate first and strikes out swinging. Then 1 out later, Whit Merrifield comes to the plate. Here's a swing. He's going to send it to right field. Gets just past Dahlbeck for the first base hit given up by Cole Wynn in his career, but not to be discouraged. Here comes Vladimir Guerrero Jr. next, and, well, we'll let the results speak for themselves. On to the bottom of the fourth, and Masataka Yoshida drills one to Matt Chapman, who makes a great play Frustrating for the Red Sox, so Jarren Duran, looking to generate some offense, takes the matters into his own hands, drag bunt down the first base line. Not handled well by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We've got some momentum, and then Reese McGuire is able to drill it up to the center of the field, and we've got some action going. 1-0. After no action in the top of the fifth, we do move back to the bottom of the fifth in Fenway Park. It's going to be 1-0 Red Sox. 1-0 Boston, bottom of the fifth, 1 out. Yu Chang here is going to see a slurve on the outside corner of the plate. He times it up nice, gets it up the middle, and Boston has something working. That's going to bring Alex Verdugo to the plate, who doubled on the first at bat of the game, but got thrown out at third, trying to extend it to a triple. This time, though, he is able to drill a pitch into right field, holds up at second. Boston is in business. They've got runners on second and third after that 113-mile-per-hour exit velo by Alex Verdugo, and here comes Jarren Duran. Duran now able to take another slurve here. This time he gets it into the right field corner for a triple, scoring 2 runs. Now we've got a runner on third for Rafael Devers. Devers now at the plate, works a full count, slurve down the middle, and Devers takes it over the right field fence. A huge bomb by Rafael Devers, his 19th of the season. He had a really slow start to this year, but now he's really coming on strong. This game is blown wide open, and Boston fans are jacked. Rafael Devers, number 19 on the year, 5-0 Boston. And speaking of Boston fans being jacked, how about this performance by Cole Winn? This will be his last batter. He's at 90 pitches here. Pitch number 91 goes to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. A fastball up, and he swings and misses. Cole Winn going to finish with 6 innings pitched, 91 pitches, no runs allowed, and 9 strikeouts. Bobby Dahlbeck going to be coming up in the next inning for Boston. Trevor Richards on the bump, replacing Barrios after a solid performance until Devers was able to take it over the fence last inning. Bobby Dahlbeck now grounding to third. A bad throw there by Matt Chapman. Guerrero unable to scoop. They are in some trouble here. Runners on first and second with 1 out. They are able to get an out, and then Verdugo grounds out to first base, getting out of the jam. Trevor Richards able to finish that inning without any damage done. 5-0 Boston. We're headed to the 7th inning. Top 7 now, Xzavier Curry, one of the newest members of the Red Sox roster, ready to take the mound. He was acquired at the deadline from the Guardians in the George Valera trade. He's looking to keep the momentum going for Boston. 0-1 count here. He's going to try and drive a fastball up inside of Matt Chapman, and see ya! This ball goes over the monster. It's 5-1 Boston. Finally, the Blue Jays have a little bit of momentum, but Boston didn't like that. So headed to the bottom of the 7th. Who does it? Rafael Devers does it. He's going to send it to right field for a double. They've got some momentum going. And bringing up next, Tristan Casas, the prize prospect at first base. He's going to go opposite field. He hits it to the left field fence, bringing up the catcher who's had a heck of a day, Reese McGuire. And Reese is able to pull this one to the right field fence. That corner has been friendly to the Red Sox all day. This leads to Zach Pop coming out. He's going to come in, pitch to Emmanuel Valdez, try and get a little bit of momentum back for the Blue Jays, and he's a little bit successful. Emmanuel Valdez is going to pop out to center field here, and we will get another run for the Red Sox. All in all, the Red Sox put up 4 more runs here in the 7th to go up 9-1, and without a lot of action in the 8th inning, we are going to go ahead, jump ahead to the 9th inning and see how this one works out. Top 9 here, Xzavier Curry back on the mound trying to close it out for Boston. Bo Bichette going to get the action started with a ground rule double to right field over the ballpark sign. And then Vlad Guerrero, who struggled today, decided to end that struggle with a long fly ball over the right field fence. Same spot as Bo Bichette hit it, and all of a sudden it is 9-3 Boston, and anything could happen in baseball. So coming up next, we're going to take Curry out. Josh Winkowski comes in. First batter is Matt Chapman, who had a home run earlier this game. He's going to try and do it again. He sends it to center field, but this time Jarren Duran is able to track it down at the warning track. A scary one there. But then Dalton Varsho says, hey, let me join this party. And he's going to send it over the right field fence. All of a sudden, it's 9-4 Boston. And this game that was once a blowout has a little bit of drama to it. But unfortunately for Toronto, Jordan Luplow comes to the plate. He's going to ground out to Winkowski, and that's the ball game. Boston wins this one 9-4. Thanks for tuning in, folks. What a great, great game. Well, folks, that does it for episode 1 of Dirty Water Dreaming. I really appreciate y'all checking it out. This is my first full-fledged franchise series on YouTube. We are going to come back with episode 2 next week. We will have the off season, we'll go through spring training, and then we'll probably knock out the opening series of 2024. So a lot of stuff to see here. And that's it for episode 1 of Dirty Water Dreams. I appreciate y'all stopping by. Sorry we ran a little bit long, but we had a lot to get through. So we'll try and keep them a little bit shorter in the future, more gameplay oriented, but we definitely want to make sure we set the foundation for our franchise. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Peace.